Christy, I'll take it. Thank you. We have good news this morning in Georgia's fight against the COVID-19 outbreak. We're seeing a drop in cases all around Georgia. Here are the numbers specifically. The state reported nearly 800 new cases just yesterday, and we often see a dip in the beginning of the week, but still our numbers are fairly low. Now, the average number of deaths is dropping as well. There are reports of 30 additional lives that were lost, which is about the same number we've seen for the past few days. Now, here's a startling number that we're hearing from WHO, World Health Organization, of course. Roughly 1 in 10 people worldwide may have been infected by the coronavirus, and that's according to the World Health Organization. Now, the number of confirmed coronavirus cases, as tallied by both the World Health Organization and Johns Hopkins University, now stands at more than 35 million people worldwide. And as always, we are continuing to tally for you. You can find the latest numbers on 11alive.com. We update them every single day. Just look in the special coronavirus section.